I realize that that's a trade-off with having kind of conscious friends. I was realizing the other day, not that it's really relevant to the conversation, but it's like I notice if you really get into like the personal development type friend group and the spiritual friend group that like me and you and everyone are kind of like urgent and desperate for in a way, it's like, oh, we really want to be with like a conscious community and that. There is this phenomenon of where like you have like people who are trying to push you to do better, looking over your shoulder type thing, where it's like I don't know why I bring this up now. It's totally irrelevant in a way, but it's not relevant to your message even that that I replied to. I'm just saying it's like you know how like the NPCs don't want to hear about how their diet is affecting them and that. It's like when I hang out with Katie, it's like I can't really chug like 3 coffees a day because it's like she'll be looking over my shoulder like, what you doing? Or like she's like looking over Veg's shoulder when he's eating venison and stuff. And it's a good thing though, but it's almost like you asked for it. It's like you wanted the conscious friends, you wanted the personal development friends, and then when you get them, it's like expect to get fried when you're not being your higher self. That's where it stemmed from. It's just when I said, because yeah, sometimes I don't listen to people's voice notes because they're replying to something that I've said, and I often don't want to even hear what I've said because I fucking like if I think it'd be forms of like self-worth and self-hate or something, it's like whether I really am like don't feel like I've stepped into my highest self and I could be way more actualized. And it kind of hurts to acknowledge those kind of facets in a way. Um so like yeah, sometimes like I swear like I almost don't like I can be sober and I can send voice notes to people and then I have a joint and I don't want to even listen to their reply to my voice note because I don't even want to fucking have a clue what I was going on about before I had the joint. Because half the time I can't relate to myself. I'm always changing into a new person all the fucking time. Um, yeah, I was saying, especially when I have friends who push me to do better. Not that you're like really on my case in that, but Katie's on my case quite a bit, and I don't know, it's a balance. You are for the most part. You obviously want me to do better, and it's like it's just even the other way around, like vice versa. Like I remember I fried you for having a Red Bull before, even though it's not really our place to fry someone else for doing their own karma. But it's like we're looking out for each other. But you also, I was wondering if partly, yeah, because I said about insecurity. I was actually wondering, like, partly, I wonder if being in an atmosphere of the type of people who always want to push themselves to be better through spirituality and personal development, being in crowds like that, I wonder if it can almost manufacture forms of insecurity in a way, because it's like you know that you are in a crowd of people, and a lot of them are probably actually quite judgmental of NPC behavior, aren't they? Um, it's not black and white, not everyone's the same, but that's what I'm saying. It's like if you go and hang out with a load of like zombots who just don't give a fuck, and then they go eat Mackies and go sniff a line, you can actually get away with being your lower self, you see. It's inauthentic people. No. It's like so people love other people's inauthenticity in a way because they it allows them to hide or something. Is like what I heard in a way, and I feel like that's kind of similar. It's like yeah, you go and chill with people who don't give a fuck and they eat Mackies and sniff lines and do whatever the fuck. It's like you can almost like yeah, you can get away with being a devil because you're actually rolling with devils. Like whereas if you're around godly, righteous people being a devil was looked down upon. Like it's almost like to an extent, like when I was at Mr. Nature's Miss Sunshine, like Miss Sunshine, I guess was a devil, and that's why my devilish behavior was approved of by her, in a way. Whereas like anyone who's actually stood by God will not be able to stand by anyone who isn't. Uh, fuck knows. Sorry.
Authentic people crave your authenticity. It lets them know they can be open. Inauthentic people crave your inauthenticity. It allows them to continue to hide. If you find that the people around you don't like when you're being authentic, it may be the case that it's less to do with who you are and more to do with their own discomfort with vulnerability. If you continue to stay true to yourself, Eventually, you'll attract the people who want to grow in authenticity alongside you. Be patient. You'll find your people.